Are we starting?
We're here.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the late night edition of the Film Pod. I'm your host, Jackson
The late night.
Witzel.
And I'm Ivan Lichtenstein.
And I'm Lauren Gaston.
And Lourdes' camera is working right now, so it means we get to actually do the podcast.
Woohoo!
It was originally scheduled for 9, but we're doing it at 11, all because of this.
Hey,
Yeah, and I haven't had a call. I haven't had like a business call. I had to get my Taco Bell on. You know, we all had things going on.
I munched down on some Papa John's. Watch some Trailer Park Boys. It'd be like that.
Now we're all just sitting here like good and fat and just ready to like talk about movies.
Oh yeah, did y'all see my hoodie?
Hey. Nice.
Kind
Very
of
nice.
reminds my tattoo's better though.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That's amazing.
Tiny Rick. Thank you.
I'm Tiny Rick!
Dying in a vat in the garage. Tiny Rick!
Alright, since it's pretty like late, I'm not even gonna really bother sending this out to anyone until it's like already up.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, no one's viewing at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Everyone's got school or work tomorrow.
I've got school and work, and I
I
have
got
to
a
like, do
couple of
laundry
friends
still.
that said that wouldn't mind watching, but
Well, you can send them the link if you want.
just send it to me real quick, I guess.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Real quick, like.
Real nice and quick, like.
Real nice and quick, like.
I just saw someone walk behind you. Is that your roomie?
Yup.
That scared the hell out of me, by the way. I thought it was a ghost.
Why did it scare you?
Thought it was a ghost.
Oh my god. Okay, I cannot find the link, so that's never good.
Raggy.
Oh wait, I think I found it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I found it. Raggy. Okay, can I just post that on Facebook?
Oh, you posted it?
I'll just go ahead and do that real quick.
Alright.
Good old John Higgins.
Is he watching?
Nah, he liked your last post. The
He's
one
like,
that was supposed to be at 9.
John's sitting at the computer like,
You think John's been sitting there? You think John's been sitting there for 2 hours?
Right.
Yes.
Where are you guys?
When's the podcast starting? It
Right.
said 9 o'clock, but it's 11. All right, are y'all ready to start? I'll give you all a
Yes,
second.
I'm sharing
I'm
right
trying
now.
to. Yeah.
I just shared.
Here, I'll send good old John a link so that he doesn't feel left out.
Get out here.
John like just hacks into the server, like joins us.
Oh, John. Oh. Yeah, dude. Let's see.
John finds his way into our podcast.
Yes. He shuts it down. It's called the John Cast now.
All
The
he
John cast.
does is the Seth Rogen laugh, and then it's off.
Dude, I would watch that.
All right.
Let's
Okay,
do
Matthew
it.
McConaughey.
All right.
So, Lauren, this is your first time doing the regular podcast with us, and that consists of doing one new release, one classic movie, and one garbage movie. So, we're going to start off with the new release, which is semi-new. I mean, it came out last year, but I guess it's new enough. It's Roma.
Good old Roma.
Academy Award-winning Roma.
The foreign Academy Award winning because it won Best Foreign Film, but not the Best Picture. So apparently there's a difference.
Because according to Ivan,
so it
the
won an
best
Oscar
picture,
for Best Foreign Film.
the Best Picture won Best Picture.
Yes,
Because Ivan loved that movie in particular and
he
thought it
did.
deserved Best Picture.
It did. But that's my humble opinion.
Your humble opinion?
Dude, you're getting wrecked. My buddy's playing his game and he's a piece of tofu.
What?
Cool? Question mark? Alright, so let's get started on reviewing Roma. We'll talk about it for like 10-15 minutes and then we'll move on to our next movie. So, Lauren, what did you think of Roma? You had quite a few nice things to say about it
He
earlier.
did.
Alright, look, okay. I don't want to sound like Ivan here. But
There's nothing wrong with sounding like Ivan.
I know.
look, I had to watch the movie. Like, okay, so I started it. Maybe it was just because of the mood that I was in when I was trying to start this movie. But when I started it, I literally could not finish it. Like, I had to just stop. Okay.
It is a really slow movie.
It was very slow. Okay, so I pretty much summarized it my way in my phone here. Hope y'all don't mind. Okay, so from what I gathered, Roma is about a nanny named Cleo. That's her nickname for a family, and it's about a doctor, a wife, and 4 kids. And this wife is crazy and stupid as hell. All right. Okay. So what I've gathered, the doctor is having an affair. The wife knows about it and obviously doesn't give a shit. And then Cleo and Adelia meet up with these 2 guys, and then instead of Cleo going to the movies, she meets up with I call him the naked Bartitsu man, Fermin.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he was such an
Alright.
asshole.
He
Dude,
was.
that scene scarred me. Anyway,
Which scene?
Which scene?
the scene where he's got the shower rack pole and he's butt naked.
Why does that scar you?
Oh yeah. It was pretty out of nowhere. Also,
I mean-
both this movie and the classic movie had like random nudity in it.
Yes.
Like I don't know if like this week is like a theme or this month is like a theme of like random nudity in depressing movies, but that seems to be the theme. Other than our garbage movie, which
depressing.
Yeah, there was no nudity in Daddy Daycare.
Right.
I was gonna say like that would not be good.
Well, anyway,
Not at all.
That'd be like lawsuits galore.
So Cleo, homie, she gets pregnant, and he's like, "No, hell no, I'm out. Martial arts life, peace." So, then they have an earthquake in the NICU, and then they go to their uncle's house, and all those freaking dog heads are everywhere. Finally met some English people. I put, damn, she took that cup to the face. I don't remember what that's supposed to mean.
The New Year's Eve scene.
Well, okay, and then I put forest fire and then the iconic guy singing. And then apparently I fell asleep. Okay, because I put
Wait, so you didn't even complete it?
No, I did. I had to rewind and go back. I took a quick nap, my B bro, and then I put, so she runs into the doctor. That's how she finds out that he was having an affair. And then there's that random outer space scene. Did y'all catch that?
That was like a movie that was on screen that they were watching.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
That
Okay.
wasn't like a part of the actual
Yeah,
like
that was in the movie theater.
story.
I know. I know that was like.
Because at first she says like the space scene, and I'm like,
Yeah, I was like,
did
wait.
we watch the same movie? Because I don't remember this movie being in space.
Like,
Well, anyway, so then she goes to that nasty town to go find her martial arts naked Bartitsu man. Okay, so and that's when he's like, "I'll kill you, like never find me again." Okay, and
He
then
was such a douche.
I know.
and then this Professor Z dude was like a big phony. Well, she has the baby. The baby's born dead, and that's what she wanted.
Also, spoilers by the way for anybody who plans on watching
I
this.
know. Make sure that you edit that in the title.
I mean, look, I'm sorry if we're doing a podcast. Okay, look. Okay, this is what I put at the bottom. Final notes. Movie was alright, but would probably not watch again. Don't think it deserved an Oscar, but for foreign film, it was pretty decent. I mean,
Okay, fair
the
enough.
now the movie itself, the graphics on it were great. I mean, everything. I liked the.
This isn't a video game,
I
Laura.
mean, I know it's not a video game, but
It
the
was
picture. Shut up.
graphic.
Dude, Roma was the
Listen,
best
okay.
space video game I've ever played in my life.
It's 11.
I got on the
at
PS3.
night.
Yeah,
Okay.
a black and white Spanish video game in space.
I did like the black and white. It was all right. It was different. I guess now it was a good life lesson movie.
The life lesson is don't trust your man to stay with you when you get pregnant.
Kind of. More like know who you surround yourself with before you know.
Yeah, I had similar views on the movie. I didn't like hate it or have a problem with it really. I did get bored. I got bored a lot in it though. Just because it moved very slow. It felt like the plot could have been summarized in like an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. Like there was a lot. It was very drawn out.
Yeah,
but artistically,
killing me.
Artistically, though, I mean, it was really beautiful and really well made, and the acting was good, and like everything about it was good. I just personally did get pretty like bored during some of it because it, and not even bored to the point where I was like, I don't want to be watching this. More just bored to the point of like, okay, like is something gonna happen soon? Because like I'm 45 minutes in and not much has happened, and then it's like I'm an hour and 10 minutes in, nothing much has happened.
Yeah.
And then it's like the last it's like there's like 10 minutes left and you're like, okay, like is anything else gonna happen?
And
okay.
Now with the movie, I also did like how it really showed the truth about how society was back in those times. Like,
well, yeah, because it's kind of like Alfonso Cuarón, who's the director, was kind of like a letter based off of his own childhood and his experiences growing up in Mexico, so that's why he made it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, the thing that really sold me was just like the lush cinematography, like made it like a supreme like feast for your eyes as you're watching this whole 2-hour movie. And even though it is uneventful, I feel like what makes it is that the characters are relatable in several different ways. Even if you are even if each audience member is different, they can still relate to the characters in one way or another. Mm-hmm. And that to me is like really drives the whole movie in this 2-hour long film feast.
Yeah, I thought that the lead girl was a really good actress. I really felt for her during a lot of those scenes.
Well, you know about the whole thing with the actress situation, right?
Like no, I don't. What happened?
So basically, like it was originally like her sister who was auditioning for the role, but her sister couldn't make it, so that woman auditioned for her sister, and like that woman has never been in a movie in her entire life. Like she's never acted before. Yeah, she's never even done any acting before at all, and she got
won an Oscar. That's pretty good.
I know.
That's awesome.
Like she got the easy route to be an actress.
That's what I'd be putting at the top of my resume.
I mean, she'll get work.
Yeah, I think the cinematography was definitely like probably the main draw of the film for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'd watch the whole thing again in one sitting just because it did get kind of like just drawn out for a while. But I will say, like, I probably would go back and watch specific scenes because I mean, yeah, just like visually, it was very, very well done.
It really was.
Yeah.
Even the vacation scene.
I thought the final scene, or not the final scene, but right before the ending. Their little vacation when they're at the beach and she doesn't really know how to swim, but she goes out there anyways and she saves Paco and Sophie.
Yeah, so like, but I mean, that basically is the poster for the movie right there.
Yeah. That was,
I just think it's funny that that's the poster for the movie, and it's like one of the final scenes of the movie.
yeah. I thought she was going to be crying about how she lost a child and how sad she was. But then she was like, I did not want to have that baby. I wanted that baby to die. And I was like, wow.
There are things in that movie that I can interpret wrong and maybe interpret right, like the scene with the nude man or her new douche boyfriend and her.
The
I
naked
think that
Bartitsu man.
yeah, Bartitsu, whatever, however you say it. Anyway, but I think that scene is like kind of. I have an interpretation for that scene.
Hmm.
It's a reflection of both her sexuality that she's trying to discover, but also at the same time that man's own obsession with his art to being away from her. So that's why, like, when that whole scene is being shot, they're never like in the same frame. That's why they're in separate frames. Whoa! What was that?
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
So my computer is being stupid again. I don't know if you guys remember last podcast. I couldn't hear anybody, and that started happening again right now. So I just switched this over to my phone.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, continue with what y'all were saying.
Did you hear everything I said?
Yeah, basically.
So
It was
basically, like,
it was getting really like muddled in my ears, so I had to switch
okay.
over.
I was basically saying that one of the purposes that I think that whole scene with the naked Bartista man and Cleo serves when they're in that scene is that he has an obsession with both her, but also he has a much more deeper obsession with his martial arts, which is why he expresses his sexuality with his nudity, but also the audience is more drawn towards his martial arts, and that's him in one separate shot.
Well,
But then the other shot is her not in that same frame as him, but also in that bed to represent a place of sexuality, but also maternity and comfort. But they're never in the same frame because they never mesh well into the frame, which is representative like of the whole movie. So that's why I personally think that scene is there to express that to the audience. And then also the other scene where you actually see them close up in the movie theater is that it's kind of like that whole saying that like life is a stage, like life isn't like real. It's just like this whole happening that happens on the screen. And that whole scene when you see them together, finally like more up close, is like him basically leaving her.
Well, I agree with you, and what I also picked up from that scene was not only her expressing her sexuality, but her beginning it. Because what I picked up from her when she went to go visit the doctor when she had thought that she was pregnant, she was too scared to talk about it because she didn't want to feel ashamed for the fact that she was having this child because she lost her virginity to him.
Yeah.
And that was very important to her. And the fact that happened, and for men, the naked Bartitsu man, he acted like it was going to be okay when she had first told him, and then he was like, I'm going to go get some snacks. Do you want anything? Or no, he was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Do you want anything? She was like, well, the movie's about to be over. And he was like, no, I got to go now. And then she never sees him again until she goes to find him. So I think that it had to do with that, and I also think that it had to do with her coming to the realization what it was like to start dating, because I don't remember. I remember the scene of her and Adelia in the diner, and they were talking about how she was receiving letters from a man, and then she found out that that man was sending out the exact same letters to like 3 or 4 other women.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I hate to cut y'all short, but we have to move on to our next
We do.
film. So before we go, closing thoughts, anyone?
Roma's fantastic. It's one of the best movies of the year. Is it the best movie of the year? Probably not, but it's still pretty great. I love it.
Lauren?
I mean, hey, I'm just glad to hear Ivan be freaking positive for once. You know what? This movie just got a little better in my heart just for you, Ivan.
Yay.
Okay, my final thought's gonna be, I personally probably wouldn't watch it again, but it wasn't extremely terrible.
What would your rating be?
My rating would be a 5 out of 10.
Damn,
Dang,
Ivan.
low. My rating would be a 9 out of 10.
And my rating would be an 8 out of 10. Mostly, I thought like visually it was really well done, and I really like how the beginning it starts off with like the water, like when she's mopping, and it's kind of, I think, foreshadows the like waves at the end of the film with the climax.
Mm.
So I liked all that like symbolism and
Ooh, that was
how
good.
Hey.
expressive the cinematography was and all
I
that.
froze up for a
But
second.
as a
Is
whole,
everything good?
the story was kind of standard, and it wasn't like anything amazing, and the pacing was a little slow. But overall, I enjoyed it, so I would give it 8 out of 10.
All right, I froze up for a second. Is everything good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I change it. Y'all make me feel like an asshole. 7 out of 10.
You don't have to give it a high